Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise and, well, get straight to the insights that really matter. Today, we're not just glancing at headlines. We're taking a closer look at some recent developments, pulling out those nuggets of knowledge. Our goal today, to give you a clearer sense of how a nation builds, how it connects, and how it engages really on multiple fronts. We'll be exploring quite a range, from basic things like agricultural initiatives, critical infrastructure, right up to big steps in healthcare and education, and also looking outwards, community festivals abroad, even key diplomatic moves. It's sort of a quick tour, but, with our deep dive approach, helping you see the bigger picture. Okay, let's start with something really fundamental, something we often just don't think about: seeds. Our first item is about a recent workshop on documentation and distribution of vegetable seeds. Sounds technical, but it's actually hugely strategic. The Ministry of Agriculture set this up. They were discussing a draft resolution basically looking to properly document and regulate vegetable seeds, both the ones developed locally and those coming into the country. Had ministry staff from all over, plus agricultural experts.
Right. And what's really striking here is just how foundational this is. It's key for a nation's long-term resilience, wouldn't you say? We're not just talking about growing more food. This is really strategic. It helps protect farmers from, well, unreliable feed sources. That kind of thing can lead to crop failures, major economic losses. Mr. Alem Tsehaye, he's the Director General of Regulatory Services, mentioned that a national committee was set up last year, 2024. Its job is to regulate distribution and quality for all sorts of crops, cereals, oilseeds, and now vegetables, too. They've already got guidelines sorted for potato seed quality. That was earlier this year, first half of 2025. And now the vegetable seed regulations are finalized. So the idea is whether seeds are improved domestically or imported, they have to pass strict quality checks. They get documented and certified before they hit the fields. And the workshop itself, well, it sounds like they really hammered home how important it is to stick to these new rules.
That's a really solid systemic approach to food quality. But thinking beyond just better food for people there, what about exports? Or even its reputation in the region for food safety? Does this kind of national regulation help?
Oh, absolutely. That's a great point. When you put in place a robust nationwide system like this for feed quality, it automatically lifts the standard of everything produced. It's not just about feeding your own population securely. It builds a reputation, for consistent, high-quality produce and for trade. Having certified standardized seeds means farmers get more reliable yields, predictable yields. That's very attractive to international markets. Plus, there's a subtle benefit to protecting local biodiversity. By carefully checking what comes in, you guard against maybe lower quality imports or things that might push out local varieties. It's a quiet signal, but it speaks volumes about commitment to agricultural quality.
Okay, so from the very start of the food chain, let's pivot to the people aspect. The cornerstone, really, public health. We got some impressive news recently. Orotta College of Medicine and Health Sciences just graduated 391 students. It was their fourth commencement. And what really jumped out, 55% of these graduates were women, getting postgraduate degrees, first degrees, diplomas, across a whole range of health fields.
Yeah, that points to a critical shift, doesn't it? A graduating class this big, this diverse, especially with so many women. It's more than just plugging gaps in healthcare. It really signals a move towards self-reliance in the country's health system. Dr. Yumani Sayam, the dean, he highlighted this. He talked about how these graduates cut down the need for expensive foreign training and aid. I mean, think about it. Homegrown expertise often means healthcare that's more affordable, fits the culture better, and it really responds to what local people need. And the college itself seems strong. 90 faculty members, a mix of Eritrean and foreign professionals, plus 12 faculty are doing postgraduate studies themselves, inside the country and abroad, so they're constantly building capacity. The Minister of Health, Ms. Amina Nur Hussein, she really emphasized this too, said this progress comes directly from government investment. And she urged the graduates, contribute to the National Health Roadmap.
So what this paints for you, the listener, is a picture of a nation methodically building its own capacity, creating the sustainable flow of skilled professionals who are going to directly impact citizen well-being. It's nurturing talent from within for a healthier future. And just as important as nurturing talent is investing in the basics, the infrastructure that supports life itself. Our next piece is about water. A new dam was just inaugurated in the Dirfo administrative area, that's in the central region. This was a significant project, cost over 15 million nakfa, their currency, which is a pretty substantial investment, and its capacity, over 200,000 cubic meters of water. What's also quite striking is how quickly it went up. Started December 2023, finished by April 2025, and they mentioned strong involvement from the public and the defense forces.
Exactly. And strategically, this isn't just one isolated dam. It's a direct, practical solution for the drinking water problem for people living in Dirfo. The area administrator, Mr. Omar Ibrahim, confirmed that. And putting it in context, it's part of a bigger picture, a national push. The governor of the central region, Mr. Faize Hale, he mentioned that just in the last 2 years, similar dams have gone up in places like Goli, Timameo, Ariku, Arberobu. So Dirfo is part of this ongoing effort to secure water. And there's another angle, too, which is interesting. The commander of the defense forces involved said the project gave their members really valuable hands-on experience, makes them better prepared for future national development projects.
That's impressive, hitting multiple goals at once. But any project this size must have its challenges. What about long-term things to think about, especially with that fast construction time? Or maybe environmental aspects?
That's a really smart question. Yes, the speed is commendable, definitely, but it also highlights why strong planning and engineering are so crucial. For it to last, they'll need ongoing monitoring, water quality checks, watching for sediment buildup, making sure the structure stays sound. That's key. And environmentally, yes, dams are vital for water, but they do change local ecosystems. So managing water flow downstream, looking after the biodiversity around the new reservoir, that'll be an ongoing task. The fact that the Defense Forces got training suggests maybe a commitment to using local expertise for maintenance down the line, which is vital for something this important to keep working for years.
Okay, let's shift our focus now. Zoom out a bit. It's not just internal stuff, it's also about how a nation shows up globally and how it connects with its citizens living abroad. We heard about the annual Eritrean Community Festival in the Scandinavian countries that covers Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Finland. It kicked off recently in Stockholm. Sounds like it had a lot of energy, real patriotic feeling. And it wasn't just locals. Nationals came from all over Europe, America, even further afield. It was officially opened by Mr. Fisaction Petros, who's Eritrea's non-resident ambassador to those Scandinavian countries.
hmm And a key thing here, something Mr. Alem Tsehaye, the chairman of the coordinating committee, pointed out. These festivals are way more than just parties. He explained they play a really significant role in strengthening unity, that feeling of attachment to the homeland. They act as these vital cultural anchors for the diaspora. They help nurture national identity, pass on societal values, even for people thousands of miles away. And the fact that it was well-organized, well-attended, that really shows the community's commitment. The festival itself ran for several days, had a packed schedule. Seminars, a photo exhibition showing development projects and community activities, stuff for kids and youth, displays from different Eritrean ethnic groups, and importantly, cultural performances by a troupe that actually traveled from Eritrea.
Yeah, what really stands out for you here is just how powerful culture and identity are, how they keep a diaspora connected, bridging those huge geographical gaps, keeping heritage alive and vibrant. It's really dynamic. And sticking with global connections, diaspora engagement, there have also been some important public seminars for nationals abroad. Specifically, we heard about ones for Eritreans living in Germany and Kuwait. The ones in Germany, held in Kassel and Munich, seem to focus on, well, keeping people informed about national issues and also explaining important consular services.
Right. And looking at the bigger picture, this is a clear example of how nations actively reach out, how they work to keep their citizens engaged and informed no matter where they live. At those German seminars, Mr. Teen Hale, he's the head of public and community affairs, he gave detailed briefings, talked about Eritrea's sovereignty, its legitimacy, emphasized the internationally recognized borders, land, air, sea, and called for unity and participation from nationals. Then separately, Mr. Kibriapte Kesti, the consul general in Germany, he went over the practical side, consular services, procedures, objectives. So it's both strategic info and practical help. There was another similar seminar in Vetter, Germany, too. That one included updates on a specific project, the Avambo boarding school, and education progress in general. And then over in Kuwait, Mr. Humid Yahya, the Chargé d'Affaires, basically the acting ambassador, he ran a seminar covering the situation back home, regional and global events, development programs, and again, encouraging active participation. So this multi-location outreach really underlines how important it is for them to keep the diaspora plugged in.
It really does paint a fascinating picture, doesn't it? The active role a diaspora can play and how a nation intentionally nurtures that relationship, making sure its extended community stays aware, stays connected. It shows a real commitment to maintaining those ties. And finally, of course, international relations also happen at the very top through formal diplomacy. We got news that Ambassador Alem Tsehaye presented his credentials. Now, he's Eritrea's ambassador to India, but he formally presented his credentials to the president of Sri Lanka, Anura Kumar Dissanayake. This makes him officially Eritrea's non-resident ambassador to Sri Lanka as well. The ceremony was on July 24th.
Yes, and what might seem like just a formal procedure, presenting credentials, it's actually deeply significant in diplomacy. It's a fundamental step. It's how countries officially start building new alliances or strengthening existing ones, expanding their influence. It signals formal recognition between the countries and a clear intention to develop deeper ties. Ambassador Alem, he carried a goodwill message from President Isaias Afwerki stating Eritrea's commitment to stronger cooperation, and President Orotta College responded in kind, wished the ambassador success, sent best wishes back to President Isaias Afwerki, and also stressed the need for joint efforts to boost cooperation between Sri Lanka and Eritrea. So it reflects that ongoing, sometimes quiet work nations do to engage globally, to widen their diplomatic reach in important regions, and really to open doors for future partnerships.
It's one of those foundational moments, isn't it? Building bridges between nations, laying groundwork for things to come, sometimes in ways you don't see immediately. Wow, what a tour through these recent developments. From seeds and water infrastructure right at ground level to cultivating human capital with those medical grads. And then outwards to the diaspora festivals, the seminars, and right up to high-level diplomacy. It's been quite the whirlwind, covering how a country develops, connects, engages on just so many different fronts.
It really has. And these pieces, though they seem separate, infrastructure here, education there, diplomacy over there, they actually weave together, don't they? They form this broader story, a narrative about a nation's priorities, its progress, both at home and on the world stage. So the important question, maybe for you to think about, is how do these individual threads, when you look at them all together, how do they reveal the bigger picture, the overarching strategy, the long-term goals of a country?
Exactly. It's about spotting those connections, seeing how the seemingly small actions link up to that larger vision. So next time you catch a news update, perhaps you'll find yourself asking, okay, but what's the deep dive here? What is the bigger story unfolding?